Now, let's talk about this for a second. This graphic right here, that minor element and everything we've said, explains a growing cultural phenomenon in our society, and that is men going their own way. Men who naturally and rightfully say, fuck this, I quit. Thank you, Greg. All right? Fuck you, I quit. I'm out of here. I'm going to take care of me. I'm going to be moral. I'm going to be responsible. I'm going to take care of my needs appropriately in an ethical manner, but I'm not committing to you, this relationship, this condition, and I'm not doing it in this society. And that movement is growing, rightfully so. I don't think it's a beneficial one, but I understand it. It is a human, preventable tragedy, and I understand it. They have awesome arguments. Unfortunately, I draw a different conclusion. It saddens me when I see this. What's a better option? Well, unfortunately, you have a degree of competition here too. Remember how we talked about women are fighting their lessers? Ours is the opposite. We have the alpha male other guy here. What's his range of marrying down look like? It takes everything in your sweet spot. And he's smart enough not to deal with awkward or fucking creepy, and everything's above the sex threshold. You are dealing with your betters, and you're going to lose. You know it, I know it. That's fierce. Ultimately, it doesn't pay to be average. Not only is that risk, it's a losing proposition. The results should be obvious. You need to improve yourself. This is where self-improvement comes in. You need to be better than you are. You need to be better than what you're satisfying for mediocrity. You need to be better than average, okay? It is too painful not to, too costly not to. The nice thing about this, and this is awesome, we know what those skills are. We can identify them today. They're mainstream. They're absolutely out there. Not only are they out there and available, they're simple to use. Study after study has shown literally 30 minutes, okay, over a course of a week, over 6 weeks, will cut your divorce rate by 50%, targeting the most at-risk groups. Less than 10 hours of social skill, behavioral, empathetic communication training. Simple shit. Saves marriages. Saves marriages. Saves relationships. Saves families. That's powerful stuff. And we're not talking about it. Not nearly to the degree we are. You want to see a vampire? Who's attacking that? Who's attacking this? Call out a vampire when you see one. All right? Lastly, I want to sit down and say something else. If you're looking at your marriage potential and you're trying to be better than average, I'm going to tell you you're going to be aiming for the human ideal, okay? I'm going to tell you don't be satisfied with cultural expectations of marrying down, okay? Seek a partner better than yourself. Seek a partner that you can learn and grow with, okay? That's represented here. You take a guy that's here, increase your range. Now graphically, take a look at this. This quality here is dramatically different than the quality this guy is going to have. And this is a change of perception. A guy who's not asking more for himself is going to be marrying down. This guy is going to open himself up to alternative potentials. And the quality of his life, I guarantee you, is going to be superior than the same guy who doesn't. And that's just a matter of perspective. You control that right here. And that is probably the most costly bit of real estate you already own. It's your mind. You don't own that, you don't own shit. Right? Think about that one. I will also sit down and say this. This is what we strive for, okay? When we talk about here in the human ideal, the difference between this and this right here isn't skill set. It's not a skill set. All right? It's tricky. I'll tell you what it is. It's purpose. It's purpose. It is knowing your purpose. And when your purposes parallel with somebody else's, going to the same objective or striving for the same objective, and you're willing to commit to that, you get that. Now, for this happy couple, this isn't the end of the story. They have a whole lifetime to work on this. Greg Swan sits down and says marriage should be an endless story and an endless conversation. That conversation should be pointed to this direction. That conversation should be looking for those ideals. Okay? You should be committing daily to that. That is a life well lived, and it is a process. All right? And it has to be earned. This isn't a given. This isn't achieved in one day. This isn't a moment. This is a lifetime of commitment. If you're going to do this, you better man up smart. Which, by the way, is where you can find me. You can find me right there, manningupsmart.com. I have an entire blog dedicated to social skills that are pro-relationship, that'll teach you the individual social skills, the relationship management skills you need to know and understand, as well as relationship management, maintenance skills and repair. You need all those to be able to have the initial skills of attraction, the initial skills of stability, the initial skills of maintenance to be able to do this. You can find it right there on my blog. Ultimately, if you found this presentation beneficial, act on it. You're going to have to act. But I started this presentation by saying, I have a cause. I'm here to champion a cause. I'm going to ask you to do more than that. I'm going to ask you to share this information with everybody you know. The people you care about, the people that need this, the people that utilize this. Take this video and share it with others. Help me turn the sexual marketplace into a rich, vibrant, and healthy place to be, not just a sexual one. Thank you.
Thank you, Socrates. Awesome.
Stop it. Normally we have QA, QC. What I want to sit down and say is that I could field all the questions. We have lunch. I know I pushed this long. Let's go to lunch. I'm here all weekend.
Greg, we can take these.
I will take all lunch. I'm not going anywhere. I just want to make sure that we keep everybody on schedule and we respect it. All right, one or two.
Actually, check this out, guys. You know, Socrates is going to also be at the dinner and at the one-on-one dinner on Sunday night. More the reason to go there. We do have time for one decent question, two short ones, or decently long question. Does anybody have? We'll start with you, Greg.
I thought you were fantastic. Sorry, I thought you were really fantastic. Your preparation really showed, and it was a remarkable presentation. The graphing, God bless the architects for being able to visualize. We were talking yesterday about your ability to maintain your masculine frame in your relationship. In other words, not using those escalating social skills to cost you your masculine sexual power. And I wonder if you could talk to these gentlemen about how to do that, because that is the problem when they finally do get into a relationship, how to maintain their own masculine dominance in the relationship so that they don't turn into a child.
Yeah. All right. This is going to be a bit of confession. This is going to be something I've done. To answer Greg's question immediately, if to preserve your masculinity, and you know, for example, let me fly right back to, oops. Shit, oh dear. Can you redo that? Sorry. Start me at the beginning. I apologize. Yeah, I can take it from here. Come on. Okay, we were talking War Machine, and when all he could do was add alpha, 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 what do you do? The first thing is we talk about, and it's, I hate the overuse, is you need to have the ability to walk away, okay? You have to stop yourself. You have to self-arrest. Okay, that doesn't preserve your masculinity. It's going to be heightened. You're going to be humiliated by it. People are going to shame you. Culture will shame you, okay, for just walking away. But you're going to have to be strong enough to do it. You have to understand your purpose and why you're walking away and what you're walking away from. Now, how does that play out? It's going to be a challenge. And when you talk about independence things, for a number of things that if you're looking at things and I see behavior, you don't want to reward bad behavior. So what do? You don't feed it. And you have to be willing to walk away from it. I'll put a woman on timeout. I know it's like peaceful parenting. I will put her on timeout. Okay? No, I'm not doing this. This isn't acceptable behavior. And no, you are no longer in my realm of influence. You're no longer welcome here. I'm pushing you out. Okay? And I'm holding you at bay. That's going to be incredibly tough to do, especially if you're dating. Okay, and you're not committed. I've actually had to do this while I was dating to stay independent, okay, when we talk about the social skills of independence, okay? What do you do when you don't want to be in a relationship and she pushes for a relationship? I put her on timeout, okay? Not only timeout, I actually make room for her to make better decisions, okay? That's called frame. Because if I'm as awesome as I know I am, there's no competition. I can leave my girlfriend with Brent Smith at a bar last night and walk away knowing I still have that relationship and trust because I'm that fucking good. But you have to be that good. You have to know it. You have to know your worth and your frame. You also have to have it tested. Untested worth doesn't have value. You don't know how good you are until it's tested. Okay? If you want to be independent, let her make outstanding decisions for herself. Help her have other options. You need to have an inferior man night once a week. Not only have, I insist on it. You need to go out with inferior men and then come back and spend time with me and put it in comparison. Not only that, I want you to have several inferior man nights. Name them. It's brutal. It is so fucking hard to do. But like that awkward phase, it's right in front of you. It gets easier on the other end. Okay, let's pull that one up real quick. Here it is here. Okay, it's awkward. All right? It's tough. Get in the habit of it. Get in the habit of exercising the muscles you want to strengthen. How many talks have we had so far on fitness, on strength development? Start exercising your virtue. And that is how you do it, by being non-needy, non-outcome dependent, and you provide people the best options available. Answer your question?
Guys, we got to wrap it up and get to lunch. Thank you, Socrates. Standing ovation from everybody here. It was awesome, amazing speech.